But if you're not getting purchases, that means that after this experiment, we've really dialed in if you have an ad problem or a product page problem or a website conversion problem. And that's one of my favorite problems to have because there's so many solutions for it.
Like, we started selling this product out of the trunk of our cars.
Don't be afraid to fail.
Inventory management is about balance.
Get the product out. That's number one.
I've always preached sustainable growth.
So we just started building community.
Look at the data.
Product development is everything.
Yeah, we say we're a brick, click, and pop.
But you have to love what you do.
Next up, we're going to be bringing out my good friend and colleague, Dan Jordan. He's worked with me here at Social Lite for, I think, 5 years now. He's currently our director of strategy. So he handles a lot of onboarding right now and planning your campaigns and how you're going to win. Like a lot of the stuff we've been talking about so far, features, foundation, different things, they kind of all need to be integrated into one cohesive strategy that's going to help you grow your revenue and grow your business sustainably. And, there's nothing worse than setting up a beautiful website and not marketing it and nobody's showing up and nobody's buying. So Dan's going to be showing us some really great strategies. Specifically, he's going to be talking about everything that you need to do to get a website from $0 to $100,000 in revenue in 90 days. Now, Dan and our team, we're deploying a lot of these strategies for new companies and companies that are kind of not getting off the ground, but we also apply these same strategies to companies that are earning 20 or 30 or 100 grand a month. So there's a little bit of a difference between a startup and somebody who's already established, but you don't need to be at zero for these strategies to apply to your business. You could be doing fairly well and accelerate things based on what Dan's going to be showing you today. He's going to be going word for word, step by step on some things that you can actually go and implement. So if there's something you want to listen to, this one part about Facebook advertising in particular, I think is very, very effective. Now, this is just an example of a couple of campaigns throughout the pandemic. I mean, the pandemic is a horrible thing. It's a lot of us are, scared about the unknown. There's a lot of fear. And I think one of the silver linings is that in the e-commerce space, this is an industry that's needed to step up. And a lot of e-commerce businesses are shining right now. They're having a moment where people need to shop and we're here for them online. So we're actually seeing a lot of trends around the industry that e-commerce is going incredibly well and people are starting to change their buying habits. They're buying online. And these are a couple examples. Just, this one here on the left, this was a client that we work with out of LA in the beverage space. He had worked for 2 years trying to get his company off the ground. And by deploying these strategies that Dan's going to walk you through, we helped him get to 131 grand in less than 3 months. Okay. And he is in a phenomenal business. He's dialed in with his brand. He's produced amazing content. So it's not like marketing is the magic piece. You need to think about product ideation and branding and storytelling, which 90% of the time comes from the amazing clients we work with. But if you have a combination of great storytelling, great brand, great product, and you deploy some of these marketing strategies that we're going to show you today, you can get an immediate lift that you deserve. We believe that your store deserves to be out there in the spotlight. And on the right here, this is a completely different kind of business. This is somebody who sells RV accessories, and it's a similar story. We deployed some of these strategies with them. They had a great business, great product market fit, and we were able to help them lift off a little bit. And just a couple more examples. Like, this is a business that was stuck at like the 25, 30 grand a month mark, but we come in, we deploy some of these strategies. Again, great business, great product market fit, great branding, and we're able to scale up those sales from 25 on average to over $80,000 a month on average, which is a great feeling for us working with merchants. It's a great feeling for the merchants. Everyone's happy. We're in this to succeed and achieve these things together. And Dan told me, he's like, I want to come to this meetup today and I want to pull back the curtains and I want to show everybody how to do it themselves. Like, we don't need to be involved. We want to really genuinely see everybody in this community flourish and succeed. So I hope that if you deploy anything that Dan's walking you through today, get back to us. We'd love to see that, and maybe we can feature it at the next meetup. Okay, so before I bring out Dan, I'm about to bring him out here right now. I just want to tell a quick little story about this brand new company that was just invented during the pandemic. It's called Anti-Social Running Club. This is my good friend Michael Ng sitting on the couch with a very wise, handsome look on his face. And he was laid off during the pandemic. He was laid off, and he was kind of looking for stuff to do. And he created this brand called Anti-Social Running Club. And it was really not intended to sell a lot of product. He just wanted to build community. And he started building these creating these t-shirts. A percentage of all the sales went to some great charities like the Red Cross and all these different charities. And it kind of blew up without him even knowing. He didn't have a business plan. He didn't have a revenue goal. He just created these shirts. He created a running community. They're like famous on Strava now. He's getting approached by like really big brands that are asking him to do these collaborations. Lots of people, lots of runners wearing his stuff. So we said, just a week ago after we saw Reunite, we said, Mike, this is Michael Ing is his name. We said, Mike, we just watched Shopify Reunite and we saw this great new Shopify Express theme that was launched. We saw Shopify email. These things are so easy to set up, and we're going to do that for you. And we're going to set up your business and your store on Shopify Express using Shopify email. And we're going to include all these features from Reunite just because we're big e-commerce nerds. We just heard about these announcements a week ago. We wanted to demonstrate today how easy it is to set up some of these foundational items. So Dan's going to walk you through how we set up a store with only a few days with a lot of these Shopify Reunite features. And then he's going to walk you through all the strategies that you need to deploy on the store to get it to a place where it's lifting off and getting close to that 100 grand range. And he's going to show you things like, Shopify email, gift cards. He actually set up a Klaviyo workflow. He's going to show you how to set up the Facebook ads. So everybody, without further ado, I would love to introduce my good friend and colleague, Dan Jordan.
Scotty.
Hey.
I think you need to start introducing me like that a bit more often. But I'm super stoked to be here. Like looking at the lineup of panelists, we just have so much value to bring, and kind of building off what Sigute was talking about with these super duper features that Shopify released last week. I mean, I'm a nerd, like you were kind of talking about, maybe like even more on the dork spectrum, because as soon as they released this stuff, I was like, okay, I want to go implement it. So first and foremost, I was like, this Express theme sounds amazing. So we went and did it for Michael. I'm going to share my screen for Anti-Social Running Club. And you know what? I'm actually an open book. I would export this theme and send it to anyone so they can go throw in their assets as well. Because I've done a little bit of tweaking. Like, for instance, there's a video in here, but basically this Express theme comes ready to go. It's literally only took me a few hours to set up, and it's designed to get you online selling fast. It's sleek, it's lightweight. Even though I have a video in here, I mean, yeah, that will slow it down a little bit, but the trade-off is it looks dope. It's mobile first design. It has a quick buy functionality, slide out card functionality, featured collections right on the homepage. It's built for stores with a small number of SKUs, a small number of products. It's amazing. Like, I really, really enjoy doing it. And like I keep saying, and I think Sigute talked about it, it's made for introductories to get right in there and get gritty with it. So I absolutely love it. And like I said, I'm willing to share just a little bit of the tweak. Full disclosure, about 4 hours tweaking it, refining it a little bit, adding video, putting in over here, even customer review apps, which I'll get into a little bit more, but absolutely phenomenal that they would release this last week. And I'm so stoked to get in there and dig deep and share this with everyone. Another amazing feature that Sigute was talking about as well is gift cards. I just can't even believe how easy it is to implement these. And gift cards are amazing because they really combine the flexibility of cash with the personalization that comes with a specific brand. They're win-win. For the buyer, it's a hassle-free gifting experience. And for the recipient, they can take that cash equivalent and just go buy anything they want on the store. Some fun facts about gift cards for merchants out there. At any given time, 10 to 19% of these card balances remain unredeemed. And between 2005 and 2015, I think it was like $46 billion of these actually went unredeemed. And that's a hell of a lot of Anti-Social Running Club sweaters. But the point is 70% of customers actually use gift certificates within their first 6 months. They're a great way to promote your brand, build social proof, and Shopify just makes it absolutely easy to implement these on your store within, honestly, this took me probably 3 minutes. And look at the cool denominations you can get. It's excellent. Another feature we were kind of talking about before was Shopify's email integration. And I mean, emails remain one of the most effective ways to reach customers through a channel that you fully control. It should add up. We like to advise our clients anywhere between 20 to 30% of all online revenue. Shopify has really created a system that anyone can send and track beautiful brand emails, no matter their marketing experience. And just to give you a little bit of perspective of how easy it is, I've set up 3 of these. So looking for the perfect gift, these are campaign emails. Our online store is now open. We're here for distance pickup, but it's so easy to go in here and just manipulate things. Oops. Of course this would happen. Classic. But anyways, super easy to go in there. We'll see if it loads here in a sec, but it's just drag and drop functionality. Takes no skill. And actually Shopify already has a bunch of templated themes that you can use to start sending emails out instantly. Let's see if we can get right in there right now. Store opening campaign. This is one we're going to be sending out right away because we want to open this store basically up today. I mean, it was a bit of a rush to get it out there, but I mean, Shopify's made it that easy that you can go from 0 to 100K this quick. You just need to set a solid foundation. And I'm just going to jump back to the website because there's a couple things I want to highlight. Just some changes coming to the Shopify platform that I'm sure a lot of merchants can appreciate. So as of June 29th, I believe it is, correct me if I'm wrong, Instagram will be discontinuing its legacy API. This means that if you've entered an Instagram access token through the Shopify section, that it's going to be discontinued. However, this app, it's called InstaFeed, makes well up for it. I mean, this is an awesome app. And it's really, really important, in my opinion, to have the social proof, this credibility on your website. And that's the type of functionality that an InstaFeed provides. But yeah, just going through this really quick, I kind of want to show you the tech stack because it's actually not complicated at all. So InstaFeed, I use product reviews. I kind of showed you guys that right here. I'm still tweaking it, making a little modifications with the CSS to make sure that it's completely on brand. But yeah, it's not a complicated tech stack. You can literally get up and running within 4 to 5 hours on this. And with Shopify, emails, product reviews, InstaFeed, you're looking very credible. Now, I kind of want to get more into the campaign level emails as well, because we were talking a lot about like the transactional one-off. So I'm going to stop presenting and just bring up another screen really quick. Bear with me. I absolutely love Klaviyo. Is anybody familiar with them at all? Let's check it out. Everyone can see this? A little bit of feedback. I can't really see the comments, but essentially Klaviyo.
Looks great, Dan. Yeah, we could see it.
You can see it? Okay, good stuff. Good stuff.
Awesome.
Because I mean, Klaviyo, tomato. I don't know. I have this debate with clients every day, but like, it's such an easy, awesome, powerful email marketing software platform that anyone can go in there and really learn and start making money. I literally did this for a client last week within an hour, and within a few hours of implementing this abandoned cart email, it made $1,500. So these are the type of things you can implement ASAP to start generating money. The abandoned cart flow, it's a real money maker. It's a staggering average that 69% of online carts are abandoned. But the good news is that almost 45% of abandoned cart emails are open. So that's why I'm placing a huge emphasis on the abandoned cart emails. And within Klaviyo, it's just the easiest to set up. So we just jump back here. Easy flow. Like I said, this literally took me 15 minutes to set up, and this is going to generate you thousands of dollars. And this is something you can continually optimize and work on. But at least if you can set out that strong foundation, you can continually build upon it. So yeah, easy enough. Basically use their template and just plug some of our elements into it, our logo, some of our product photography. And this thing will start generating money. I promise you, you'll be astounded. I know like some of the more advanced merchants can probably attest to this, but we got to speak to all ranges of merchants here. Another one that's maybe a little bit more advanced is the post-purchase email workflows. Specifically like a website like Anti-Social Running Club, we're really desperate to build social proof on it, right? And this is an Ezra Firestone philosophy. We want to be encouraging and incentivizing people to give us customer testimonials, whether it's product page testimonials or whether it's video testimonials. And this is something you can send out, whether it's 5 days, 7 days. I'm not sure what the logistics are with you getting your product to people, but I'm going to actually post this in our Merchant Mastery group because it's just an effective email to send out to people. Oh, I think it's this one. Okay, perfect. But more or less, we're giving people a gift certificate, what we talked about a little bit before, to give us an online review. And if they give us a video review between 20 to 30 seconds, we'll give them a $20 gift certificate. And I mean, I've given them explicit instructions as to how to do it. And it just builds so much social proof. And getting those videos, not only can you use on your website, you can use them in ads and you can use them in further emails. So super, super versatile.
Dan, let me pipe in there for a sec for anyone that's listening. Yeah, I just saw somebody ask that. I was just about to answer that. Somebody said, what is the Merchant Mastery Group? And I was just about to hop in and explain that. So yeah, basically we have a Facebook group all around this community where you can go in there and ask questions. We're there to provide answers. It's facebook.com/groups/merchant mastery. And like Dan said, he's going to go in there and share this entire template. So you can take these pre-built templates and apply them to your business today, or hopefully at least by tomorrow.
Yeah. And the beauty part is you have us at your disposal. We love to answer questions. I've actually been known to jump on Google Hangouts and I like connecting with people because like, not to be like philosophical and crazy, but like, this is life-changing stuff. If you can go from 0 to 100K in 90 days, like that's kind of life-changing. And that's honestly, I'm not trying to be like a YouTube guru, like make $25,000 in 2 days kind of thing, but like this can actually change your life if you dial it in properly. So that I am passionate about this stuff. And if you join the Merchant Mastery, I'd be more than happy to guide you through that process.
You bet. It looks like Ivana just shared the link, everybody. It's in the chat. You can join the group.
Good stuff.
Dan, I think you should be a YouTube guru. I think you got what it takes.
Okay, cool. And then there's one other email that we're using on the post-purchase as well. It's a bit of an upsell, and it only works logistically if you can do it. But a lot of times, and specifically like an Anti-Social Running Club, if people purchase, we send them an email right after saying, hey, we're busy getting together your package right now, but if you want to add something really, really quick, we'll add it in, no extra shipping costs. And a lot of times shipping costs, you basically nullify if it's over $100, but it's just that extra little email to saying, hey, like we're busy getting it together. We'd be happy to do this for you. That increases average order value. And at the end of the day, it's kind of always about increasing the average order value. I know it's a little bit like, really, but it does work. I've seen it work on multiple accounts, and that's why I'm kind of stressing it right here. So we've gone over basically the implementation of Express. We've talked about how awesome and easy gift cards and the Shopify campaign emails are set up. We talked a little bit about Klaviyo. Oh, one other final point about Klaviyo. And this kind of is a nice segue to the next section of what I'm going to be talking about is flyouts versus pop-ups. Me personally, just based on the analytics that I've looked at, I'm not a huge fan of pop-ups because they increase the bounce rate. I really like flyouts. And let me show you an example. This would be a flyout right here. So it's not in your face. It's not abrasive. You can still be on the website, especially on mobile, and it's not going to impede on your interaction, your engagement with the website. However, but if we're spending money to have people come to our website, well, don't we at least at the end of the day want to capture their email address at the very bare minimum? So it's really easy to set these up. Once again, 5-10 minutes at the tops to set up an easy email capturing system. And the flyout is my favorite. It's absolutely effective. I'm just toggling with it right here, left, right. And you can modify these and customize them to your heart's content. But these really, really work well. And for my Facebook nerds out there, when we build these email lists, what else can we do with those? We can build lookalike audiences. So this is a nice little segue to my next part of the presentation. It's gonna stop. And we're gonna be talking about Facebook ads. And I really can't talk about Facebook ads without giving my good buddy, colleague, Ian, a big shout out because the guy's an absolute whiz and has taught me an absolute ton about Facebook advertisement.
I imagine Ian's probably watching from his.
I hope he is, man, because he's an absolute legend. Everyone can see this. I'm kind of like working on the fly here, but
yeah, looks good.
Good stuff. So,
yeah, and everybody, honestly, this is groundbreaking, Dan. This part of your presentation is absolutely groundbreaking. I'm so happy that you and Ian put together these slides to show the exact steps of how to scale your Facebook ad campaign. So if anybody's watching, this is the moment right now. You can go and implement
pens and pads. I know I said that probably in the chat a little bit, but this is how you can make crazy amounts of cash. And yeah, like maybe it is a bit YouTube guru right here, but at the same time, like this is a winning formula. We've done it on countless accounts. So this is specifically going after a cold audience, meaning someone has no familiarity with your brand, knows nothing about you. So we set an advertising campaign budget on the campaign level within the Facebook business or ad manager. Purchase. We're not looking for add to carts. We're not looking for viewed content. We're not looking for engagement. We're looking for pure purchase. We're really leveraging the Facebook algorithm. It's very, very sophisticated. We create 5 ads on Facebook based on your target customers' deep pain and passion points. That transformational state before the products, after they have your product. You really want to speak to those pain points. If you have past high performing ads, well, let's use them. I mean, and we'll also use them for benchmarks. We're not targeting any interests. We're not targeting any audiences. We're letting Facebook figure this out for us. We're going to duplicate each of those 5 ad sets 30 times. So basically we're running 150 ad sets. And just to give you a little bit of perspective on the cost, because I know that's probably something that's coming up in people's minds right now. Ad 1 will have 30 ad sets at $3 a day, and so on and so forth. And we're literally looking at about $300 to $400 per phase. It depends how cognizant you want to really be in monitoring this. It depends on the phases. But here's the optimization process that really brings it into perspective. Phase 1, we're looking at all ads that have a 200 reach without any landing page views. We're turning those off. Usually that cuts us down to 120, 130, depending how good our ads are. Phase 2, we're looking at click-through rates. We're looking at if it's a 1 to 2%. I'm also looking at CPC, cost per click. Anything above $1, I'm just not really feeling. Unless there's add to carts, unless there's purchases, the ads probably are not working. The CTR can be lower for ads with a low CPM, cost per 1,000 impression, but we're staying very cognizant of this. Finally, phase 3, no add to carts. We're turning all those off. No sales. We're turning those off. So we dial in those 4 phases. And you do have to monitor this. I mean, if you want to use your budget optimally, stick to these phases. You don't want to necessarily stick to days. So as a general rule, we're looking for our top ad sets, and we're going to duplicate them 5 to 10 times. And other remaining ones that, have some traction, we'll duplicate them 1 time. So after the first few days, you may only be left with 2 or 3. That's definitely on the low end. High CTR, high ROAS. But if you're not getting purchases, that means that after this experiment, we've really dialed in if you have an ad problem or a product page problem or a website conversion problem. And that's one of my favorite problems to have because there's so many solutions for it. And it's pretty easy to dial in, especially if you're using qualitative, quantitative data. Using a true conversion for figuring out user behavior on your website, using Google Analytics, using Google Search Console, even using Google Tag Managers to some capacity. But this gives us a real perspective as how your website is performing. Note that there are scenarios where you have possibly more than 5 ads that did very, very well, high CTR click-through rate, high return on ad spend. So you duplicate each one of these 5 times. I know I'm ripping through this a little bit. And once again, I'm going to give Ian a ton of credit because he taught me a lot of this stuff. And he's made a workshop that I believe is in the Merchant Mastery. If it's not, it will be for sure. This guy is
not yet, Dan, but we will be launching that.
Yeah, good stuff. Because it's an absolute essential resource. And it's just, thank God he did it. So I'm going to show you some actual results to substantiate what I'm saying. before using Social Lite's Facebook ad strategy, we're looking at a specific case study where they were having really frustrating results. 0.3 is you're losing money. It's not
the return
fun.
on the return on ad spend. Just to for those
Ivana
I know
would
you
call
know
it ROAS to me.
I know you know this dashboard like the back of your hand, but just for anybody who this might be new to, can you show us what the ROAS is and where it is?
Yeah, it's right here on the right-hand side. Basically, it means your return on ad spend, how much you've spent and how much you've made on website conversions. Is that?
Yeah, and if you're getting less than 1, you're losing money.
You are. And you do have to take into consideration your margins and your shipping logistics. But at the same time, this is a cold audience. You do have to pay a little bit more to acquire people that are not indoctrinated to your brand. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it is a bit of a gamble. But either way, let's get to where we kind of jumped in and helped it out with this specific strategy. Oops. So we started implementing this on March 18th, 2020. We started getting substantial results kind of right off the get-go. 3.22 ROAS. This is off cold audiences, by the way. People that are completely unfamiliar. And that's when you're starting to really profit off Facebook. And this is utilizing 713 ad sets. So massive success. And we've seen this across the board. We've seen it even higher than 3.22. Hey, Scott? We've seen it.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard to see. I think it's a little hard to see the bottom of your screen there. I don't know if everybody can see it. I'm seeing a little bit of it. Yeah, but what's happening is when you're running 150 ad sets, you're trying to eliminate the ads that are sucking your budget, and you're trying to double down on the ones that are performing the most. And it's kind of like a garden where you're just weeding out those dandelions, and you're left with a nice, big, healthy, beautiful smelling rose bush that is bringing you back lots of returns. And it's bringing you returns. And this is how you scale in Facebook, is like let Facebook do the work, let them reach the audiences, see which ones are performing, and eliminate everything else, scale up the ones that are doing really well. And that, like the example you're showing here at the bottom, it says this is an average of 713 ad sets. So I know when you showed the introduction, you were saying you could do like 150, but if things start going really well, you start scaling up to 500 to 600 to 700. And as long as across all 700 of those ad sets, you got an average of 3.22, that's a pretty healthy return on your investment.
And totally. And there's also certain rules for like the Facebook nerds out there that are like me. We create certain rules, 10% increases on certain criteria. So I'd be happy to have a dialogue with some of those people if they want to learn a little bit more about this strategy too through the Merchant Mastery. There's one final thing that I want to kind of show everyone that can really kind of offset the cost. Because maybe you're just thinking, I don't know, maybe I don't necessarily have $1,000 in 3 days to spend to really figure out if I have a good website or if I have good ads. What you can set up is a really strong, I guess this is the nuts and bolts right here. We went from 0 to 130. But what I'm kind of leaning towards right now is jumping into how much you can offset that 30D strategy by setting up a complementary retargeting strategy. Each one of these is a customer segment. So 3-day retarget, 4 to 7 day, 10 to 14, 30 day. And what each one of these ad sets and each one of these segments, we're giving specific messaging, specific offers. Maybe it's a contest, maybe it's a discount, but either way, I literally set this up last week for a client. I think it was actually on Friday, and you can already see the results, a 13.27 return on ad spend, which is phenomenal. But I kind of want to show you the criteria and the filters that we use to make that.
Dan, I just want to give you a heads up. Just a quick heads up. We're a little bit behind schedule, so maybe just kind of plow through this.
Rip it up. Okay.
Yeah.
VC, add to cart, 3 days. I excluded anyone that had purchased in 30 days. I'm going to give Ian another big kudos right now, because in this 3-day retarget, I did a dynamic ad, and he's actually brought to my attention, it doesn't always need to be a dynamic ad. You can use a default or one of your highest performing ads in further retargeting, and it is proven to be very fruitful. But either way, creating these custom audiences, VC means viewed content, ATC, add to cart, 14 days, exclude anybody else that's been in that segment that I showed you in this previous slide. And you're giving them specific messaging. It's very, very tailored. It's quite dynamic, and it really, really works. So no, I'm probably preaching a little bit, but I'd be happy to take questions. jump on Google Hangouts and interact with you guys on the Merchant Mastery Group.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Dan. I don't think you're preaching at all. I think you're very fired up about this stuff. This stuff really works. This has been incredibly valuable. So thank you so much for sharing all this. Just for everybody else, like Dan said, if you got a question for Dan, go into this chat right now in this meetup, or you can go to the Merchant Mastery Facebook and tag Dan. He's obviously a passionate guy who's going to go into great detail, and he'll go above and beyond for you and get all your questions answered. Just a heads up too. One of the other owners at Social Lite, he's my business partner, Simon Trafford. I just saw that he's in the chat right now answering questions. So he just answered a question for Abdul and Angela Reyes. You can ask Simon a question. You can ask Dan a question. You may have seen one of my other colleagues, Brandon Clark, pop up in the chat. He's answering a lot of app questions. So Simon, Dan, and Brandon will all be in the chat. Dan, any final words before you take off today?
Check out this website. It's coming out basically today. I appreciate you guys sticking with me, and I know the rest of the panelists have a ton of valuable information, and I'm looking forward to hearing what they have to say too.
Okay, excellent. What's the website? Do you have the URL for Antisocial Running Club?
Can I throw it in the chat? Yeah, it's .ca.
Yeah, perfect. If you could throw it in the chat, that'd be awesome. I know we're seeing a lot of questions come through, so Dan, hopefully you can hop in the chat and answer some of these, but that's been really incredibly valuable. If anybody implements any of these strategies that Dan was showing us today, please get back to us. We want to hear your case studies and your success stories so we can share them with the community. Thanks so much, Dan.